Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Richness of Our Lives podcast. I'm very excited today because I'm talking to someone on the other side of the world again, and that always gets my juices going. Now, this lady is amazing, exceptional, and very keen on the body and what happens to it. An interesting way to start today is to say that this lady, born in Kazakhstan, moved to Russia. Think about this, jumping. Then to India. Then married an American. How does that all happen? And here's another thing that's of interest. A lawyer, running alongside that, teaches belly dancing. Oh my goodness. So very left, right brain. So you're in for a treat. Let me introduce you to Olesya for Rosa. I've still said your name wrong. I beg your pardon. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Mary. I'm also
So
very
tell me.
happy and
Oh,
excited.
Yeah, I can
Yes.
see. So,
Thank you very much.
tell me, what takes a woman from Kazakhstan jumping around all those places? Now you live in Alaska. How did that all happen?
Believing in miracle. That's probably my motto. I love dreaming all my life. And from life when my dad was alcoholic, and it was very great childhood and moments, especially when we moved from Kazakhstan to Russia. And he was a lawyer too, my dad. And it was very hard to adopt for him. He had to new laws, and people adopt in different ways. And he was kind of lean to alcohol even before that. But when we moved to Russia, it was really interesting to see how parents, like my mom, jump in job and just earned money and provided all family. And that of course, he kind of lost support, which based on his childhood, of course, he lost his mother very early. So based on his traumas, I guess he played the best he could.
Yes, I understand. So you moved to Russia, then what happened?
And then it was a pretty uncomfortable situation to live in, uncomfortable to the point I was ready to suicide when I was 14 years old. So we moved when I was 13. And when I was 14, I felt like, no, I don't want to live in these conditions. It's not healthy. And then I talked to my mom. I said, well, mom, either I'm going out or we have to do something, because we tried different ways to help him to get out of that. And it just didn't work, especially we didn't see he really wanted or believed in different kind of healing things. So I think my way kind of started from that part, and I felt guilty in a way that I kind of kicked my dad out. My mom chose me, of course, and let him find house. And actually it was in the big scale, it was better for him because he right away started to work. He bought the house. Lately, he lost money, firstly because they split money in half. Or she gave him money to start his life. He lost it, but then it was motivation for him. I think sometimes we have to reach the bottom of our life to start climbing up.
Yes.
And I kind of justify myself, I guess, saying that I helped him in a way to go on the right path. And my mom's still grateful for that, because otherwise, she said, she would suffer all life in these conditions and would just think it's okay. And my brother, I had a younger brother, grew in that conditions. So of course, what model and example he had also brought to another traumatic experience for my mom, to losing my son because of using alcohol. He was driving a car and also lost his life when he was 28. So it was all, yes. So it helped me. I felt guilty, of course, on maybe not even very consciously, because at that point I felt probably more sorry for myself more than anything. And then relief that now we can inhale and exhale in peaceful environment and a healthier environment. And I started to be interested in psychology. We had many books and that. So my personal development was kicked then towards psychology. And then after I got my lawyer degree, and I chose to be lawyer because my dad loved his job, and he was such a great lawyer. He was one of the best, and he won all cases when no one could win. And it was so enthusiastic about his job he was. And it was a great model. And I thought, it's good to know laws and rules. And he said, it's good to know rules and you know how to break them.
Yes, yeah, more importantly. And
yeah.
where does the belly dancing come into this?
So belly dancing came later. Yeah, after I started to feel better, I started different kind of dance. When I was 14 years old, I was like folklore dance, then ballroom dances. But then when I moved to bigger city to finish my lawyer degree, to get my lawyer degree, and actually I finished already degree. And my colleague went to belly dance classes. And I thought, wow, it was also a turning point, by the way, in my life, because I thought, wow, dances are for kids. And now I'm grown up. I have to be serious. I'm a lawyer in those suits. I want to trials to represent the clients. But then my soul, of course, I felt that need, wow, it sounds so fun to have belly dancing, to dance. And when I saw it first time, it was also very impressive to see teacher what she can do, control different kind of the body and belly. And it was unbelievable for me. I was pretty confident in dancing back then, but I couldn't do much on first training. I thought, what? I did so many years dancing, and now this belly dancing just doesn't work right away.
That's right. So there's so many elements to the whole, what should I say, rhythmic movement of the belly dancing, like you were saying, stomach and movement. And so how long did it take you to learn your craft?
So I was in 4 months, we already started to dance in public. It was holiday, we were invited. It was pretty fast. I mean, we were beginners and we were introduced as beginners. So we had friendly audience. Nobody threw tomatoes in us or something else, eggs. So it was a positive experience. And then this summer, the same summer, we went even to the sea. It was southwest Russia, not far from Black Sea, and danced there. It was also for fun. I wanted to be by the sea, on the beaches, and get sun. And we enjoyed our days, and in the nights, so we danced in a few places, earned some money. So we repeated that pattern. And in a year after I started belly dance, I was my teacher, instructor, offered the job in fitness club as a belly dance instructor.
Oh, wow.
And so I was still a lawyer, sitting in a strict law suits. And in the evening, I went to belly dance classes to teach. And I noticed huge changes. I was exhausted, of course. I mean, talking all day long, replying on the phone consultations and in offline, face to face. And then I was tired, and then 1 hour moving. At the beginning of class, I thought, oh, how I will teach now? I don't have energy. Where that will come from? And then music begins, and heart opens, and body starts moving, and words comes out itself. And I noticed that flow when we let go controller or perfectionist. and just be and enjoy the moment. And of course, we were teaching technique a lot, how to do this, that, explaining parts and then connecting different parts of the body. And I loved it so much. In 1 hour at the end, felt so energized. Like I thought I can spend another day as a lawyer again without any rest.
That
And
is
it was,
absolutely fascinating. And I'm very keen on contrasts, as you probably know. And I love your description, serious, straight, all that kind of thing. And then how am I going to do this? And then the music switched you on to yourself. I think I like what you're saying about that. Is that what happened? Tell us what actually happens in that moment, because during the day it's talking a lot on the phone, giving advice, and like I say, for want of a better word, quite a straight kind of perspective, serious certainly. And then suddenly something opens. Can you tell us about the difference? What happened?
yeah, music, I mean, belly dance music really touched my heart from the most beginning. It's just so hearty. I love classical music a lot too. But when I hear belly dance, I felt like part of my soul is awakening and opens up. Like belly dances help to release emotions too. Even at that point, I wasn't much aware of that part, how healing part of movement itself was actually. And music, just listening this beautiful music, it was just connecting to the soul, to inside, to the source of love and light. And that
Beautiful.
source did the rest of the job.
That's
That's
lovely.
how I felt. Of course, my mind and ego was involved in all that process, but that's part of this game too. So it had to be done. But yeah, and then I was married, and after divorce, which marriage was very short, we spent together a year and married 1 month. And during honeymoon, I already realized I made a huge mistake by hoping from the most beginning that I can change something or someone, or if I trust and kind of give my life to a person who doesn't believe in himself and doesn't trust himself, I thought I'll prove that thing, proving to someone something that he was it. And he really was loving, but at the same time, on opposite swing, he was very jealous and aggressive to physical abuse. And then after being married, it became worse. I was told actually by another friend's husband that, I was jealous at the beginning, but then it was gone when she became mine. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And of course, I wasn't still working on any psychotherapy. I actually did meditation. When I finished my lawyer degree, I met amazing woman who gave me a book to read, esoteric book, opens to miracle doors, believe in yourself, positive thinking. And I started to meditate, and I realized how important to release resentment to my dad, to my brother. And I did meditations, like short ones, guided meditations online, like 10, 15 minutes each, 20 maximum, probably every day. I did that for many years. And then I still realized, something else is not worked out when I had problems with my husband. And I just realized, no, that will not work. And I left him and went to India to recover, firstly to Nepal. That's how I met yoga. I was interested in yoga before.
Sorry to interrupt you. Like here you are in Russia, finishing a marriage. What took you to India? What was the attraction?
So firstly, it was Nepal. I was always interested in, at that point, in spiritual development and in nature, being in nature, healing by itself, I think. And it was a vacation just to explore and to rest, mainly mentally to recover, because I had psychosomatic already reasons. I was having cold that didn't go away for a month. I felt, and I already was familiar with Louisa Hay books and Liz Bourbeau, and I looked at it and okay, I have to walk with inside myself to find what's wrong and to come back to more true myself. And I came to Nepal because it's quiet. I went to a quiet place, I should say. And swimming pool, it was there. I loved always felt healing properties for me of the water too. It's also probably connected with our prenatal period when we were in the womb, in mother's
Yes,
waters.
I also understand that water is about unconscious.
Yes.
And
yes, that's another
emotion.
thing.
So
yes, contact.
And you were just really, is this correct? You were just following your intuition, is that right?
Yes. And I was lucky also. I feel like I've had like angels in my life always in human bodies who kind of guided me one way or another. And it was unbelievable how many people were on that path. And I'm so grateful to all of them. Like even on belly dance class, there was one lady who gave me a lot of psychological and esoteric books to read. And we were like soulmates too, like similar interests, not only belly dancing, but also behind that. And we were connected on that field. And it helped me to uncover more, take all masks off and uncover wounds, starting to work with my traumas. But I noticed the difference when I did it myself, like with guided meditations online, versus when I truly had going into emotional level. Because I think I had a lot from my mind. I made like for many years, I tried to go to my heart and do it. And I did my best. I mean, I met my another husband. Maybe I shouldn't jump. I should come back. So first divorce, first marriage was finished with divorce. So I went to India after Nepal. In Nepal, I also met Himalayan yoga. And that was such a significant change in my consciousness, in my mental health, in my physical health. And
was that your first experience of yoga?
I tried in big city where I lived before, different fitness yoga and classes, but I didn't quite, it was more like fitness. And I felt like it's stretching is good, but it's something else is behind that. And I never could find like, or connected, like, or to open the, to full, what yoga can do when you do pranayama exercises and we do meditations. And that's what it was combo, and it was mantras too. I remember that's where I met firstly mantras in Nepal, and I noticed how mantras work on mental health too, calming down the mind.
That's right. And pranayama, you're talking about pranayama breathing, aren't you?
Oh yeah, those are very powerful tools.
Can you explain to the audience in case they don't know what that is? Because it's a very powerful thing you're saying.
Yeah, pranayama are breath
mantras.
exercises.
You're talking about mantras and you're talking about pranayama breathing. So tell us how that works.
So there are different breath exercises for different purposes, depending on which state you are and what you want to reach. And it helps to control our flow of energy and psychic movement, not psychic, or prana movement, I would say. And it's not seen, but it felt.
Yes.
And still I love.
That's lovely. That's beautiful what you're saying. So you're tapped into all of that.
It is completely different. I think pranayama really changes a lot because meditations not always work right away, like not like that. But I think pranayama are easier to feel that difference. So I started I wanted to go to authentic source of yoga. And in half year, I thought, okay, next vacation will be in India. And I fell in love with yoga. After that, it was in Kerala, South India. It was in spa resort. It was massages 2 hours. I also noticed how massages change our state of mind and physical body too. Even my
Yes.
clients, belly dance clients, noticed that difference when I came back. And they were also in that spa resort yoga classes, 2, I think, yoga classes per day, in the morning and the afternoon, with pranayamas and meditation. That was my first contact with full set after Himalayan yoga in Nepal.
That's quite disciplined, isn't it? Twice a day, every day. My goodness.
Oh, but I have nothing to do there. I mean, it was spa resort, and it was like Ayurvedic, those doctors, and they give you a special menu you can eat from depending on your dosha. And I mean, I swim in between in the ocean and the swimming pool and meditate. That's perfect.
It sounds
no
divine.
Wonder. Yeah, and 2 hours of massage every day. I mean, how can you not change after all that?
Oh my gosh, yes. 2 hours massage. 2 hours of the yoga, 1 hour? 2 hours?
I think 1.5 in the morning, and it was like 1 hour or 30 minutes. I don't remember in the afternoon. I remember
that's
afternoon
like
it was
4
shorter.
hours. That's 4 hours of, let's call it body-centered therapy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. And of course, it was another turning point in my life. I came back from that, and my mom couldn't recognize me. And she asked me to teach yoga to her too. And I couldn't stop doing yoga. Every morning I started with yoga myself. And then she said, hey, I also want to do that. And I organized a little group. And after my belly dance classes, I did yoga. And then, so I wanted to study more yoga. I came back at the same spot. It is first time in my life. I love traveling. I traveled all over the world in different places. But this is first time in my life I came back to the same place to do yoga again, to the same year in India, in Kerala, to go through similar retreat for the soul and body and mind. And after second one, yes, I decided, okay, now I'm more brave to travel more in India because first times I was concerned. I had some worries about safety and other issues. But this time I thought, I want to explore north of India. And then third time I went for 3 weeks and I missed my plane because of 18 hours delay of the train.
And that was you missed your plane?
In India to return home.
Oh, you missed the plane back. Got you. Yeah.
Plane back. Yeah. So I was 3 weeks in India. And by the way, those 3 weeks were miserable, actually. I was travel a lot. It was such karmic experience, I would explain it. There were many unpleasant experiences. And then I was ready to leave India as soon as possible. Just get me out of this country. I'm not coming back anymore here with this kind of childish attitude.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
That's something wrong with the country, not with me.
No, that's my right. Perception. It's their fault. It's their fault.
Right, they blame it. I blame people I met and experiences I had. And then, of course, I missed the plane because of those trains that
those trains
don't follow schedule. I was crying, of course, back then. Now I'm laughing. But yeah. So, and then I stayed. Firstly, they told me they will put me on another plane in 24 hours. So I stayed in the airport. Outside of the airport, slept on the street on my yoga mat. That was handy to have yoga mat. Another thing I remember, when I was traveling, I tried to get rid of clothes, kind of like I'll just share it with someone. There were many homeless people. And I gave rid everything almost before I rode in that train. And then here I am outside, and I have yoga mat and almost empty bag with souvenirs for my clients and friends. I thought, oh my, but that's okay. I survived that. But I know how does it feel to sleep on the street. That was good
Yes.
experience too,
Yes.
to get full picture between comfortable hotels and retreats and sleeping on the street. And then they couldn't put me on next plane because it was full. Even and it was delayed 3 hours.
Oh
That
my
plane.
God. Their
So I
fault
thought,
again. Their fault.
that point I already started to think, that's something suspicious. It looks like a sign from universe. Like I kind of started to come down and have, seems like something not wrong. When I was delayed, and even if it would be, I came if train would delay 17 and a half hour, I would still make it. But that 30 minutes made a difference. And I felt like, something really meant to be, looks like. And then it was my choice between where to go, north or south. But I met amazing teacher there, guru, who it felt like an enlightening experience on those meetings
So you
with people.
decided not to go
Satsangs.
home. Sorry to interrupt. So you
Yeah, I
decided.
didn't know where to go. Yeah, so I thought like, wow, it's like open page, new book. How will I write it? And again, in the choice between beach and sun, which I usually love and prefer, but at the same time, I felt like that spiritual part was kind of really strong too, pull. And I chose again to come back to that North Rishikesh town, and I thought I checked prices for tickets, so they told me I have to buy new plane tickets, and in 2 weeks prices were reasonable. I thought, okay, I'll stay for 2 weeks there, and then I'll come 2 days in advance to not miss that plane.
Yeah.
But when I got to Rishikesh, I got job offer to teach yoga there and to organize a retreat for people, which turned out was a scam. They just wanted me to be here and to attract people to the hotel. But that's okay. Karma worked out. I guess I did something like that before to paying my debts. And so I stayed there. But that teacher also not there. That was another thing. I came particularly to that city to meet that teacher, to go to his satsangs more. And he wasn't there. He was somewhere in different place. And then I found new friends, another places to visit. And I did teach yoga a little bit on the beach, what was by the Ganges River. It was also pretty interesting experience. And then I just decided to stay even longer, kind of following the heart more. I felt like it's not the time to give to people, but it's time to work with myself and dig out my skeletons from my wardrobe.
Yes.
And I took my first past life regression sessions in India, in Rishikesh. And that was very life-changing too for me. Many questions that I had, like why, many whys, this and that doesn't work, or it works that way, were answered during one session. I was so impressed. And then in 4 months, I visited different teachers, gurus, learned more about yoga, and took many courses and retreats for myself. And 4 days before I have to leave India, I visit I came to north of India, also because my friend from my childhood from Kazakhstan, she came to visit me, to see me there in Goa. We were in Goa. It was such a great reconnection with her. We know each other from 6 years old age.
Lovely.
And we came to come back to Rishikesh because she wanted to see it now. And when we reached Delhi, she decided it was too much for her to travel, like carrying these bags and with all public transportation, trains and buses might be overwhelming, and it is, and it can be, and it was. So she decided to stay in Delhi, and I decided, oh, I have been in Rishikesh already a few times. I better go more north. And that was also a life-changing decision that bring me to Alaska, replying that question. So coming back to different place, thanks to my friend who changed her decision, following her true wishes and feeling her body needs. I ended up in much more north, kind of longer travel, but a new place in the Haram Salah, it is called. And they were retreat, hut, opening retreat. I joined, and that's where I met my husband, whom I have now for 11 years. We are married now. So it was 2013 when I met him.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
Oh, and it was such an experience. I even right now, just remembering that moment, we met during meditation, eye to eye, eyes, and breathing heart to heart. And through chakras, there were different also breath exercises coming back to those. And I felt like, wow, I can love this man for the rest of my life, just kind of unconditionally. It was first time because I was so big egoist. I'm still am, but much better one, I think, version of that. So it was also different details on that, like about also breaking rules and homework we had after that connection, after that meditation together, was to spend lunch together. And then in the afternoon, there was another man that guru gave to ladies. So first in the morning, like part, ladies chose men to meditate with. And in the second part of the day, it was actually not guru. It was, I think we did it in closed eyes. We kind of like were in two circles, women circle and men. And then you just end up with someone else. And then we were supposed to spend evening with that man for dinner. But I felt like I don't want to spend evening with this man. I want to come back with the one that was like, it was second day of meditation when I met my husband. And so, and he had similar feelings. Oh, I introduced myself, I think, for just dinner. I thought, hey, what about we will have dinner together?
Wow.
We had to make a walk to waterfall with the partners that we were meditating to. And then I said, okay, let's walk with the partners for meditation to not hurt their feelings. And then we can have dinner together. So we exchanged our phone numbers and connected after that walk. And also, yeah, I was impressed, like by pure heart of my husband. I mean, he is a pure heart. He was also working on spiritual level a lot. And so he was working in Alaska before that. He was born in Missouri, but he met friends before and they connected. And after his first divorce, he came to Alaska to heal his wounds. And he stayed in Alaska, I think 7 years before we met, and worked here. So it was job security. It is still here. And we're running out of money when, oh, that was another thing. Like, so we separated and we said, okay, we don't know if we meet because I had the contract for that further summer. It was in May when we met, or end of April, actually. And in summer, I had to work in Abkhazia. It is part of Russia, or on the beach. I would like teach dances, yoga and belly dance there in the evenings. And he had to go to Panama for 2 years volunteer project. So our ways are coming apart and we don't know, maybe in 2 years we will meet. So we said goodbye to each other. It was painful and hard. And we even managed to have relations in between. So he found another partner to meditate for further meditations after I left. And they came close. And I met, to my way in India, in Delhi, last night before I had to fly, I met a guy who offered me to go to work in Malaysia, doing the same things that I did in Abkhazia. I was going to, like belly dancing, yoga, and classes, belly dance classes. And it was very risky because I didn't have much money left. I remember I came home, I sold all gold I have, jewelries, and I had like $200. And that
Wow.
guy said, "It's okay. I'll pay your airfare and you'll start walking here. So what's the problem?" So it was very risky. And it was, I remember how hard to make it was that decisions. It's kind of like trust to universe, trust to person. I actually don't know him even. And then, so I chose like, okay, I'll risk that too. It seems like it would be more interesting than probably, who knows, if I survive, right? So I came to Malaysia. Yeah, we got that job. We broke up with that guy. We kind of got in relations, then broke up pretty fast. It was kind of, he was in pubs and beers and nightlife, and he was working as a waiter there.
Yeah.
And I was doing my things. So we were like, for different schedules. I was dancing in the evenings. And in a week, I think we broke up. And then in 2 weeks, Corey, my husband, now writes me email that, hey, I'm on the way to Malaysia to get my visa. He had that volunteer project was in Indonesia, I think, for 2 years. So he needed visa, and he said, I'm going, and I will have a few days before I apply for visa and between I apply and get it. So we can meet. And it was perfect timing. We were both free again. Speaking about letting go. And here we go. And since then, we didn't separate. We were always together. We were meditating those brief tantric exercises on heart level, third eye, and different chakras and circles. And I felt even those breath exercises also had tremendous change in my perception of life, of man. My expectations of man also will kind of let go, like high standards. So like, oh, he has to go like nice clothes or something like this. Or don't put socks here in the corner. Those kind of.
The socks always come into it. But let me just pause you for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
This whole story, I mean, I'm absolutely enthralled by it. And some of this I knew, some of it I didn't. But it's phenomenal when I just pause the opportunities that you made for yourself from, those 2 weeks of, it's all their fault, to such a shift, to so many doors opening. What do you think changed in you? Because clearly to go from this to opportunities just coming at you, because is that right? It sounds like there was just lots of opportunities.
Oh yeah, it was.
What did you
It was
do?
actually, for me, I remember to make decision like to stay even in India, and even in train, when I realized that train is delaying because of weather conditions, I had a chance to leave the train and to try to fly from one town to Delhi. And I wasn't sure if still smartphones. I had just the usual flip-flop phone, and I couldn't check it online. I thought, oh, it will be risky to go to the airport and try to catch any plane to catch my flight. And I had a dream right before I had to leave that train on station, and it was kind of okay. You will get the same life basically. I was working a lot as belly dancer physically, 4 or 5 hours a day. I had different groups, age groups, and different. And then I started to teach different kind of dances too, and yoga. So it will be fun. But your true dream, my true dream was to have husband and to have daughter. It was always my dream, and that kind of goes away. And I was 32 back then, I think 32. Yes. So it like I really listened to that dream. And I still listening to them. I mean, they're really amazing what they can tell us. Yes. And listening to the heart, I would say the biggest thing, like to be open inside your heart, to notice where we react from our wounds or fears, and to choose love and trust. Of course, it's hard, especially when we had traumatic experience, and we all have them, and how we perceive them.
So are you saying that you've got to trust, and it comes down to love, open your heart, and then that's what brought the opportunities to you?
It was for me, yes, and love to dream, visualize, and you'll get there. Don't give up. Even they will
That's right. So your dream was to have a husband and a daughter, and we know that's come to fruition. You have a beautiful daughter.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
You look gorgeous together. I was looking at your photos, and love. What do you think love provides? I know there's love and love itself and all of that, but what's your experience of love?
It is openness, trust, gratitude, and looking positive from the heart. When we look at everything, whatever went from the heart, it changes perception. And we can put this love in our eyes and to look at everything with love. It has different outcomes, and that's what I noticed, which I learned with my daughter in my life. And it's really what we see creates our realities too. How we perceive, and our perception depends on how we choose. And we always have those seconds, or particles of seconds, I would say, to choose the thought we want to choose, because we know what feelings we will have after that.
That's beautiful. I love that. The particles. It means that in that moment, and this moment, you can re-choose if you so desire. That's beautiful.
Yes.
And perception. I love what you're saying about perception, because whatever we perceive can be true. How we look at things and what we see is all about our perception. And from that perception, we can go forward to other things. It's beautiful what you're saying. It's just lovely. And you've done a lot of, all of this is somatic work, but you've done some psychosomatic training as well, I understand. Is that right?
Yes. When I gave birth to my daughter, that was another point. I started to have pain in my knees. That I did exercises, yoga, worked on my mineral consumption, changed my diet. By the way, that's when I became from vegetarian to vegan, and that helped me a little bit to reduce the level of pain in my knees. But 9 months, I tried different tools, means it didn't work. And psychosomatic session online, just one session. I remember I was doing it on the floor, sitting with my daughter breastfeeding. She was 9 months old, and I was just listening it. And I got up, and there is no pain. And it was about my resentment to my dad that was stored in my knee, my pride, of course, or how I perceived being a little girl situation, what dad did. And then we can change it. That's the thing, it's in our power. We can change our lives by changing the obstacle, the glasses we are choosing to.
Yes. And tell me what you do now. Tell us, we'll have to end shortly, but tell everyone what you're doing in Alaska and what you find, apart from your husband, attractive about Alaska.
So since 2016 that's when I met that Academy of Healers, it was called. That's when I learned psychosomatic approach, more detailed and more focused. And since then, when I saw results on me, I wanted to help everyone else badly, very badly. It was hard to control myself, to stop myself, to heal everyone.
You were passionate then. You were very passionate.
Oh, I was very too much maybe for some people, especially for husband. But he survived too. My pressure. And that's when I started to help other people to heal, connect with your body, look what pains or problems with health diseases tell us. We are all one. And to see that connection between heart emotions, physical body, between our programs we have from our families, from big, deep roots families, from karmic who believes in reincarnations. So it is really, and yes, I keep learning and keep helping people. So I offer, yes, healing sessions to people.
That's absolutely beautiful. Is there one particular phrase or meaning or message you would like to give to the audience before we finish today?
Oh, love yourself. It all begins with that.
That's beautiful. Love yourself. Well, my God, I have certainly felt the love pouring out of you with this episode. I know you're going to touch our audience, and thank you so much for your time this afternoon, your time. It's been an absolute delight to share the space with you, and I look forward to connecting with you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mary, for all your job you're doing. It is really so meaningful and helps many people to connect with themselves. It changes lives. Thank you for what you are doing, your mission.
Thank you.
Happy to connect with you from heart to heart.
Absolutely. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.